So Robert, would you mind telling us a little bit about the project, how we got to where we are today?
This project is a complete renovation project, start to finish, from an existing building. Unlike a ground-up project, this project involved buying an existing facility and turning it into a complete medical office building. It's going to be a very large 100,000 square foot clinical space facility with somewhere around 100 exam rooms. So that's definitely a behemoth type of building, right, especially for our market.
Right.
So it's very important that we build this thing with no problems and deliver a premium facility to our end user.
Yes, I agree.
I elected to select Kent to do the project, and the client had to ultimately approve Kent. And so that's a testament to the other facilities that you guys have built for me. This project's going to be a little different, and I know you probably can explain to me a little more in detail of how a CMAR construction project works that's different than typical construction projects.
The CMAR side of this is a good process for you as the developer, owner, the end user, the design team, and us as the contractor. It allows all of us to work together as a team. Everyone can give input. We can manage the budget as we go and the design as we go.
A CMAR project is a project whereby you're appointed as a manager of the project. I have a relationship with not only the main contractor, but the architect, the engineers, the site designers, and all the subs. I typically know the subs. I typically know a lot of the subs' workers. We're all in this project together. And just like when I was negotiating the leases with the end user, I'm interested in a working together partnership.
Right.
Transparent, they see all the cost, nothing's hidden. And so when you work on a cost plus transparent basis, if the end user has the confidence that you're doing the best you can to shop prices and shop vendors and get good subs, good trades,
right,
then you ultimately end up with a problem-free project. Well, Josh, let's look at the overall plan of the project. We had existing tenants in the building that we had to move out, and we also had a lot of equipment and furniture and fixtures that we had to dispose of before we could even start the project.
To do so, there were some challenges. If you remember up front, we had to enlarge an area in the back to have an opening to allow us to get some of those presses and equipment that were in there. The next big challenge we're probably going to face is in those areas with the pits and the thicker concrete and trying to just get it cleaned up. I know we're still working through some of the layout, but to go from where we are today with an open shell to 100 and some odd rooms down here, it's going to be an interesting project and some challenges along the way with getting our plumbing and our underground run through there with the existing slab that's in there.
Yeah, and this facility, you know, is going to be 60,000 square feet on the bottom floor. On the second floor, 26,000 square feet or so. The cost savings for very close to 100,000 square foot building realistically should be about 50% of if we bought the property and started from ground zero.
Right.
And when the tenant recognized that, when we had discussions on what the rent would be, I said, your rent's going to be half of what you're paying for other like facilities today that are this age. And that's amazing. And that's another reason why it's going to be an immensely successful project. And I really like projects that become immensely successful. And as we call it, a win-win.
That's right.
So the contractor, you know, makes a reasonable profit. The vendors get paid, creates a lot of jobs. I'd like to know how many hundreds of thousands of man hours are going to go into this facility, but yet the end product is still going to be a deal.
Right, agreed.
And so a good deal for me is a good deal for the tenant, It's a good deal for you, and it's a good deal for all the people. And just think of the taxes that'll be paid on the material that we buy alone.
Right.
To build this facility. So it's just a great economic driver every time we do a project, especially a project of an existing facility.
You know, in the city of Lafayette, this existing building has been there for a while, and you know, being able to come in, work with you guys and the end user to turn this into what it's going to be is going to be a little staple there in that area of town. That it's going to look totally different. It's got a lot of traffic around there, and it's going to do some good things for the city as well.